Tonight on News 13.
We have the latest on a fire that ripped through a popular local restaurant. The city of Hazleton decides to take action against the homeowner of a residence that housed close to 100 chickens.
This is News 13 Now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to News 13 Now. I'm Ken Cara. A blaze has left one restaurant in ruins in Butler Township, leaving about a dozen people out of work. It's the second major restaurant fire in that area in 3 months. Samantha Galvez was at the scene on Tuesday morning and has this report.
What became the McDonald's second home for more than 30 years was destroyed in just several hours.
When we arrived here last night, we had heavy fire in the back corner. From what I understand, it was the kitchen area. Prior to the first arriving engine, the fire did progress up through the building and up through the roof. Firefighters were called to the scene around 10:45 last night. What they found? Flames sky high, reaching up to 60 feet. It ever rekindle? It was actually part where the roof collapsed in the back of the building. We had some passerbys call us that there was some heavy smoke coming out, so we came up and used some master streams from Hazel Township's area. Well known for their famous ice bar and sculptures, a large portion of the restaurant had already been in flames when firefighters arrived. Their biggest challenge? Getting water in time. Closest water supply was down at the Can-Do Industrial Park in Sand Springs. So until we got all the tankers here, got the water supply established, the fill sites, that took a little bit of time to get set up. Chief Bogner said the fire did rekindle once this morning, and that even with the added help from Luzerne and Schuylkill County firefighters, it wasn't enough to save the building. The cold weather did play a factor with us, with the guys trying to keep warm and stuff. Traffic was not an issue. We were able to get fire police from area municipalities, shut the highway down, redirect everything to the interstate. So firefighters are still investigating the cause of the blaze, and it is unconfirmed if anyone was inside while the fire was taking place. A friend tells News 13 that McDonald's daughter had planned to be married there in June. Samantha Galvez, News 13, Mountaintop.
Homes in Jeansville are safe from a mine fire. A resident on Hope Street, located in Banks Township, reported to township supervisors he believed the fire was under his home. The Pennsylvania Bureau of Abandoned Mine Reclamation says there is no mine fire burning under the house since the temperature was only 30 degrees below the surface. The Standard Speaker's Jim Dino has a full story on the inspection that was done in the area, available in Tuesday's paper and online at standardspeaker.com. Hazleton police are looking for information about a burglary on the 500 block of South Church Street. City police responded to a call about the burglary at a business on Monday. It is believed the burglary happened over the weekend. Anyone with information is asked to call 911. And we have an update for you on the Hazleton home that was housing close to 100 chickens. The owner of the property at 735 Vine Street, Diogenes Furman, will be cited. The city does have an ordinance regarding poultry in the city limits. Right now, officials are working on totaling up costs so they can issue a fine to the property owner. There is more on this story in Tuesday's Standard Speaker. It is National Social Work Month, and recently I sat down with a local social worker and she filled me in on what it's like in her field. Here's Mary Angie Schell from United Charities in Hazleton, and she'll start off by telling us about her job.
As a social worker at United Charities, what I do as executive director, as my title, it's a variety of things. It's the joy of nonprofit, where you do everything that you can. With working with people, I do counseling, we have a food bank, and we also, have material assistance where we provide support to help individuals become self-sufficient in the community. As a United Way agency, we also work with other community-based agencies to provide the best support possible for the community at large.
What made you want to get into this field? Did you always like helping people? What pushed you toward this?
Well, this is a true story. When I was little, we lived in a neighborhood that all the immigrants from Italy lived in, all my relatives, and we would always play out on the street. And the one day I saw I think it was back then, I was about 8 years old, about a home health social worker. I thought it was just a person going in, and were going into one of the neighbors' homes, and I looked at my friend and I said, I'm going to do that someday. I'm going to go into people's homes and help them. And I graduated from high school, went to Penn State, got my bachelor's degree, and then went to Marywood and got my master's in social work, and have worked in social work since 1975, which probably makes me a dinosaur.
Sometimes you see a lot of maybe the negative things that happen around the Hazleton area. I'm sure you see a lot of good and good people who give their time here in the Hazleton area. Can you talk about that and the people who do choose to give their time?
Oh, absolutely. We have a wonderful support system in the Hazleton area. At the holidays, for example, churches, community groups, businesses, individuals will donate food, clothing, gifts, and so on. They'll also volunteer their time at food, our food distributions, our distributions of presents. People are wonderful. And just when you think you don't have enough, somebody from the community comes through and provides either the material assistance or the donation that helps us provide. Hazleton is a great community, and you're right, we see a lot of the negative, but we don't see enough of those people helping each other to make the community the best place possible in which to live.
Last question, if you can share with us maybe a story you think of back on your career that maybe, I don't want to say keeps you going, but you look to and you say, wow, that's why I got into this.
Well, I think it's when someone comes back and says, I didn't think I was going to make it, but here I am. I've graduated from high school, I went to college, and now I have my own family, and I'm working, and I'm able to be self-sufficient. And that's what the goal of social work is to help people become self-sufficient.
Still ahead on News 13 now, we have one final Pearl Award winner to meet. You'll get to know her next. And we rock the PSSA at West Hazleton Elementary Middle School. Stay tuned.
You're watching News 13 Now, local and loving it.
Tomorrow we will finish our series on the 2014 Pearl Awards, and tonight we'll feature our final winner. The Pearl Awards are organized by the YWCA of Hazleton and are given to women who excel in their profession. Now we have with us Amy Herbiner, and you're the winner of the Pearl Award for Business and Industry. Take us to that night. I asked all of the winners, what was it like standing in front of the whole audience there, and talk about the honor that you received.
It was an amazing experience. It kind of came out of the blue. Martha Heron nominated me, and it was just a fantastic night.
Tell me about your job now. I was reading it, PPL Generation LLC Chemical Laboratory Supervisor. A lot going on there. What does your job entail? What are some of the challenges there?
I work for the generation side of the business, and we have a central laboratory that I'm in charge with. And there's an environmental section, a coal section, and an oil section. We test things at all our different plants, in the environmental side around the plants to make sure that we're keeping in compliance with the DEP. And we also do coal for feeding into our plants, as well as oil for all our lubricants and machinery and stuff like that.
How long have you been with PPL?
23 years.
All right, and you went to school for biology and ended up doing this, so kind of a roundabout journey. You said you wanted to be a physical therapist when you got out of school?
Well, when I went to school, that's what I wanted to be. And at Bloomsburg, the coursework is almost a dual major. So I had biology, obviously, and I was about 2 credits short of being a dual chemistry major. And when I got out of school, there was an opportunity to take a test to go to work at PPL at the nuclear plant. And I had enough credits and enough experience per my resume to take the test and passed. And that's how it started.
There's a lot of signs for a communication guy like me. There was a huge paragraph in your bio about all of the organizations you volunteer with. Why is that such an important part of your life? It seems like a lot of extra work.
It is, but it's worthwhile. I come from a family that has always done service either to country or to the community. My dad was a big community guy, and I think I learned from him. And when he passed from cancer, I got involved with the Cancer Society, and the ball just rolled from there.
And finally, do you have any role models you looked up to, female role models? Do you look forward to being one now as a Pearl winner? It'll be in there forever?
I had a lot of role models, some family members, some friends. I was fortunate. And like I said in my speech the other night, I've always been surrounded by strong men, but even stronger women. And some were positive role models and taught me things and life lessons, and others were accidental role models that they taught me things not to do along the way. And as far as giving back, I think I try to do that. Since I was given opportunities, I like to give back to people when the opportunity arises. That's why I sponsor some kids sometimes as a mentor for Junior Academy of Science with my degree and the work I do. And then there's the volunteer work I do.
Well, Amy, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on the Pearl Award.
Time now for News 13 weather.
A weather shot comes from McAdoo today. Hi, Mom. My mom lives in McAdoo. Anyway, look at the sun melting what's left of the snow away at the McAdoo Little League field. And opening day is getting closer and closer. Just really far out in the outfield there. We're almost there. Now let's check the National Weather Service radar for our area. Again, kind of a clear, very nice day across northeast Pennsylvania, and it should stay dry tonight as we check out the News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazelton. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 24. Now on Wednesday, there is a slight chance for snow showers before 11 a.m. And the chance of precipitation tomorrow is 50%. An accumulation of less than half an inch is possible. Wednesday night, rain and snow showers are likely before 5 a.m. The low will be around 31, and again, a half an inch of snow accumulation is possible. On Thursday, a slight chance of snow showers before 8 a.m., but then the high will get up near 43. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 26. Friday, it's a nice day, mostly sunny with a high near 47. For Friday night, there's a chance of rain and snow, that chance around 40%, the low around 32. Saturday, rain and snow are likely. The high will be near 47. And for Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low around 26. Now, Schuylkill County weather. That would be my mom's weather forecast. Tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 22. Wednesday, a chance of rain or freezing rain before 11 a.m. Cloudy with a high near 42. Wednesday night, rain showers likely before 2 a.m. and the low will be around 30. Thursday, a chance of snow showers mainly before 8 a.m., but then it will be mostly sunny, high near 47, but wind gusts can get up as high as 26 miles per hour. Thursday night, mostly clear, low around 25. For Friday, there's sunny with a high near 49. Friday night, partly cloudy, the low down to 32. And finally, for Saturday, a chance of showers, then mostly cloudy with a high near 51. Saturday night will be mostly cloudy with a low around 26. Joined now in our super segment by Tony Reba, the business manager in the Hazelton Area School District, and we're talking about the 2014-2015 budget in the school district. And you could give us an update where you're at now and where you have to be at certain dates required by law.
Sure. We're in the middle of our budget process. This year, we're meeting with the board and a budget committee. The budget committee has 2 members from each county. We're in 3 counties, so there's 6 budget committee members, along with board members, common administration. We're meeting pretty much every 2 weeks. Tonight we have a budget meeting at 5 before our committee meetings. And we're right in the middle of our budget cycle right now. We need to do a final budget, as you know, at the end of June, and then we do a proposed final budget like 30 days prior to that, which would be in May. So right now we're just finishing up budgeting our current salary and benefits for our current staff. All of our departments have turned in their budgets, and we're going over those budgets with the budget committee when we meet with them every 2 weeks.
And 2 big projects that you have in your mind, in the back of your mind for this budget. One is the Academy of Sciences. If you could just hit on that and what you're looking forward to in the future there.
Sure. We brought the Academy of Sciences down in the Butler Industrial Park online this year actually. But we have 3 grades down there in the Academy of Science building, 9th, 10th, and 11th. So next year we're going to put the 4th grade in there and move. We'll have a full complement of all 4 grades. So we need to hire some staff for that additional grade down at the academy.
All right. And also the former Bishop Hayfie building, you have to think about staffing there as well?
Yes, we're in the middle of construction. We planned on the entire building being finished for the start of school in September, but it looks like the addition will not be finished. So at this point, we're being told that the original portion of the building will be finished, and we're looking at what grade configuration to put in there. We'll be elementary students, but we don't know which grades we could fit in there. So we'll need some hiring of additional staff for that project.
All right. And lastly, one thing you said you've been thinking about in the district for a while is your own in-house, you said, alternative education program, and you're maybe thinking about that for the budget.
We've been talking about it. The board's been talking about it for several years, but talking last couple months very heavy about maybe starting our own alternative ed program, in which case we'd have to look for a facility as well as to staff it.
If residents or the public are interested, when can they come to see how things are going? Regular board meetings, what's the best for them to stay updated?
Our committee meetings are split up on Tuesday and Wednesday evenings. We actually have them tonight at 6 and then again tomorrow night at 6. So they're split over 2 nights. Typically, the third week, the third Tuesday and Wednesday are our committees, and then the fourth Thursday is our board meeting.
Tony Reba from the Hazleton Area School District, the business manager in the Hazleton Area School District. Thank you for joining us, and that's this week's Super Segment.
It's that time of day where we look at the winning Pennsylvania midday lottery numbers. Daily numbers 026, the big 4, 2614, Quinto 32805, Treasure Hunt 17, 21, 22, 26, 27. I hope I just made someone's day. We'll be right back on News 13.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. Groups are still invited to form a Relay for Life team for the Greater Hazleton Unit American Cancer Society's annual event. This year's relay will take place Friday, May 30th and Saturday, May 31st at the track at Cougar Park. For more information, please call 570-956-0460. And finally, the Patchtown Players of Eckley are presenting a show about anthracite folklore, March 21st at the Hanover Area High School. Show starts at 7 p.m. Tickets available at the door. Call 570-709-3157. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Raymond L. Ward, Sr. of Whitehaven. Funeral is Thursday at 10:30 a.m. from the Lehman Family Funeral Service. Friends may call Wednesday from 5 to 8 p.m. Patricia A. Gorski, formerly of West Hazleton. Services were held under the direction of the Harmon Funeral Home. Barbara Ann Stefanik, formerly of Mountaintop. Mass is Thursday at 10 a.m. in the Immaculate Conception Parish at St. Anne's Church. The McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Joan L. Barkanic of Cunningham. Services will be held at the convenience of the family from the McHugh-Wilczek Funeral Home. Catherine Humenick, formerly of Hazleton. Funeral is Friday at 10 a.m. in the parish of St. Cyril Methodius at the Church of St. Joseph's. Friends may call Friday from 9 to 10 a.m. And Dorothy M. Victor of Millsville. Arrangements will be announced by the Turnbach Funeral Home.
This is News 13 Sports.
It is officially spring sports season, but since it still feels like the winter sports season, let's take a look back at some of the magical moments from the last few months in local sports. The wait was finally over. The Hazleton Area Cougars were district champions for the first time since 2007. The work was done, and all they had left to do was hug it out with head coach Mike Joseph.
How good did it feel end of the game to get that hug from Coach and know you guys did it?
Oh, it hurt. He smacked me really hard in the back. But, yeah, this has been our goal for 4 years now. Me and Sal have been playing with him for 4 years. He's like another dad to us. We've been working. We work 10 months a year on working to win this game. The Crestwood Lady Comets played their fair share of close games, and this one against Wyoming Valley West was key on their way to winning the Wyoming Valley Conference Division I championship. In a battle for first place, Heather Muse drew this big-time charge.
I felt the energy just change in the game, and then just the greatest feeling just went right through me and everybody, and I felt it through everybody. It just pushes you to keep going. Austin
Hummel from North Schuylkill won a PIAA wrestling medal this winter. A few weeks before that triumph, he talked with us about some differences of opinion he has with his coach after a big victory over Pottsville.
I'd rather go out there and get a bunch of takedowns, but Chris always gets mad, says like get off the mat and just pin him, but I don't like that.
It seems coach and wrestler have found a way to compromise.
On tournaments, like we're going to Bedford this weekend out by Pittsburgh, if he wants to work on takedowns, he can work on takedowns out in Bedford. You know, team dual meets here, pins are worth 6, takedowns are worth 2 on the scoreboard, that's it.
The Monoy area Golden Bears had a great winter. They won a Schuylkill League championship and a District 11 Single A championship. Their head coach Mickey Holland also won his 600th game and then announced his retirement after a loss in the state playoffs. After this win in the district playoffs against Notre Dame East Stroudsburg, Dylan Maymod talked about the play of the night.
He had a taller kid on him, so he had to bloop it up there, but if he would have threw it up there, I would have slammed it, don't worry.
So a little bit higher would have been a dunk?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, just it was a little too high, so next time he's got it. So.
And then there was the Lady Cougars senior night victory over Crestwood, where Hazleton area sophomore Mackenzie Yori scored 40 points.
Mackenzie did great. She gave me the best senior night I could have had. Before the game, I was feeling it in practice, and during the game, I stayed focused, and I just took it when I was open. My teammates got me the ball.
So that's a look back at just some of our favorite moments from the winter sports season. So with that, I officially bring to a close the winter sports season. Think spring, my friends. We do have a videographer out tonight shooting some highlights of local tennis. So the kids and coaches are braving it out there. However, we do have a cancellation to tell you about. The Cougars of Hazelton area were ready to run, jump, and throw at Parkland High School on Thursday, but that track and field meet has been canceled. The Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins like it cold, as do Real Penguins, or so I'm told. They did beat Norfolk at home over the weekend, but Binghamton passed up the Pens and the Admirals in the standings. The Penguins are only 1 point back, and they are back in action this weekend with 3 road games scheduled, and they start this Friday against Syracuse. Are you ready to rock? I ask myself that question every day. A group of local students are getting ready to rock the PSAS. The staff at West Hazelton Elementary Middle School held a pep rally today, getting the students pumped up for PSSAs. This year's theme, Rock the PSSA. And teachers and staff even dressed up like rock stars to inspire the kids to rock the PSSAs. And every rock star needs a good breakfast, and this year Nutrition Incorporated is providing a free breakfast to all of the students in the Hazelton Area School District so they can be better prepared on the morning of the tests. One student who is taking the test for the first time says he's motivated to do his best.
I'm excited because I know I'm going to do good on the test.
We want to help our students to be the best learners they can be and put forth the best effort at all times. With these tests, it measures how great they do and how well they do in school and what we teach them. So we want to project to the world that we're doing a great job at West Hazelton and we're moving to greatness all the time.
Never had a principal who rocked a bandana like that. Pretty cool. So the PSSAs will be distributed to students in 3rd to 8th grades and will run from March 24th to the 31st. I always like to think at least 2 or 3 meals ahead, so yes, I'm on to lunch tomorrow. And if you're thinking about lunch tomorrow, here's an idea for you. The Cunningham United Methodist Church is hosting a weekly lunch to nourish your body and soul. Tomorrow, Father Jerome will be their guest speaker. The lunch starts at noon and the cost is $3. For more information, call the church at 788-3960. Remember, for up-to-the-minute local news and sports coverage, check out the Standard Speaker, pick up tomorrow's edition, or go online to standardspeaker.com for breaking news. Stay tuned here on Channel 13 as News 13 will be right back with more news and sports. We'll be right back.